Hello, hello. How's everyone feeling this holiday? It is just after Christmas. It is still Jupiter Day, and it is about to be a Jupiter hour. Technically, by the calendar, it is Friday the 26th of December, and the sun is in Capricorn and the moon is in Pisces. So it's been a pretty mellow day for the most part. Pretty quiet for some of us. I know it's probably been very hectic for those families that have a full house of people and exchanging gifts for the kids and making memories. So God love you guys. Yeah, there's also the energy of loved ones that have passed on and entered that portal of eternal bliss. And it is that time of the year. I mean, it happens every day, but it just feels like right now the transitions feel like mass exoduses, if that's a word. And yeah, these souls have served their purpose, been a guiding light for many of us, and now that things are beginning to move into new elements, all these planets that are leaving their previous signs, Saturn and Neptune, in the last degrees of Pisces, which is also the last degrees of the entire zodiac, which represents closures and endings and liberation, like liberation from old identities and old systems. And then come January 26th, Neptune moves into Aries, and then February 13th, Saturn moves into Aries. And then in late April, May, Uranus moves back into Gemini and will stay in Gemini. And Gemini is actually a sign of the north node of Uranus, because each planet has a north and south node. Just like the moon has the north and south node that is now in Pisces and Virgo. The north node of Uranus is around the middle degrees of Uranus, so it kind of wobbles between around, say, 13 and 18 degrees of Gemini. And then the south node of Uranus is Sagittarius, right around the same degrees. And so Uranus moving into the sign where its own north node is an exciting and positive destined energy. It is exciting. It can be very overwhelming because of all of the activity, mental activity that is coming our way, but that just means more emphasis on grounding, like grounding techniques and routines, rituals, so that we can balance out the influx of information. But yeah, all of the endings that are happening, the closures, the releases are in preparation for this new energy that's coming in. It's going to be a lot of energy, and we have also mitigating energies that help to soften the ingresses, to help soften the transition, into these new elements. And that's, how brilliant the cosmos orchestrate these energies for us. And that brings me to something that I wanted to mention about what has been going on between now and, I would probably say, mid-January. Venus, Mars, and Mercury in Capricorn are out of bounds, and out of bounds energies are like dogs off leashes. And so it can be, everything has the high and low octave of each energy. So on the high side, it can be extreme genius ideas, and in the sign of Capricorn, it can be very strategic and ambitious, organizing everything, organizing collaborations, organizing our goals and plans, and laying out the steps for these new big dreams that we are envisioning. And out of bounds energy can also be like wild and very eccentric, which, can be all over the place. It could be overwhelming, and the erraticness or the unexpected, it just doesn't play by the rules. So with out-of-bound planets, the rules are broken. Efforts can be seen as like out of left field or overwhelming, but at the same time, yeah, there can be some brilliant ideas that can come from these out-of-bound planets, these out-of-bound energies. And they will be out of bounds until about the second week of January. So for the full moon in Cancer, this will be a very out of bounds full moon. The moon in Cancer will be out of bounds as well at 26 degrees and north 55 minutes. So that's quite out of bounds. And then Mercury, Venus, and Mars will be out of bounds in Capricorn. And actually, when the sun entered Capricorn, it was right at that out of bounds limit. 23 degrees and 26 minutes is considered to be out of bounds. And when the sun ingressed into Capricorn, it reached that maximum declination south. So it's no longer out of bounds, but it just, when it ingressed, it reached that extreme. So I think that just goes to show the energies that are really being stretched right now, and asking us to, or letting us know, informing us of how much initiation is required. Like, we do need to rest, and we want to rest, and then also simultaneously at the same time have the desire and urge and need to set some goals and go after them, like put some action behind thoughts and intentions. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. So Venus is now in Capricorn. Mercury is going to square Saturn. So Mercury in Sagittarius is going to square Saturn in Pisces on the 29th of December, and that can feel like an argument, some blockages, limitations, and restrictions to our maybe freedom of speech, since Sagittarius is the storyteller. So Saturn in Pisces, there can be, this of course can play out in a million different ways. Saturn in Pisces does want us to use spiritual discernment and some prudence. Wants us to have some prudence on what to share, talk about, when it comes to Mercury and Sagittarius. Mercury is also connected to commerce and travel, as well as communication. So Saturn in the sign of Pisces and Mercury in the sign of Sagittarius, this can be connected to foreign affairs, foreign travel, seeking the truth, broadening our horizons. And Saturn may interfere with the flow of those energies, the flow of travel, the flow of communication, access to the truth. So just know that that energy will be around the 29th of December, and then it will also square Neptune. Mercury square Neptune can bring that energy of illusion, glamour. It could be it's kind of like that salesman type of energy where, Mercury in Sagittarius is already pretty expansive and can exaggerate, and with the square to Neptune, there can be that added layer of illusion or manipulation or deception. Again, like Mercury squaring Neptune, in my opinion, is about the equivalent to a Mercury retrograde. So I would definitely, if you have to sign anything, make any major decisions, just make sure that you take the time to review the details and feel how you feel about what's being proposed, the details, the negotiations, the offer, before committing, or wait until Mercury moves into Capricorn and moves away from the square to Neptune. But yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to mention at the moment, and it is still fairly early. We have about a little over a week till the full moon. A little over a week until the Cancer full moon. So between now and then, there'll be more energy to get more things done. Right now, it's been pouring rain over here in California, and power outages have been sporadically going off, so that's not making things super smooth. But yeah, just wanted to mention those couple things, those couple energy updates, and hope everybody had a beautiful holiday week, and hopefully you were able to enjoy some peace and quiet as well, and get some good rest, in addition to some good eats and company. So yeah, stay grounded, stay centered, stay hydrated, and I hope to see you on the next one. All the best.